Yo, it's good. NBA, YouTube. It's your man, 100 grand. Ross with The Rock Never Stops. Tonight, it's about time we start showing some love to my Bahamian brother, DeAndre Ayton of the Phoenix Suns. If you like this video, please smash that like button for me. It helps with the algorithms. Subscribe and hit the bell for notification. And we can definitely chop it up on Twitter at Rock Never Stops too. I don't know if y'all have been paying attention, but over the last few games, both Devin Booker and Chris Paul have been out. They've been out. And for better or worse, they are down to one player that you can truly kind of see as a star on this team. Now, a lot of people like Mikal Bridges, and I'm a big fan. But I don't think anybody mistakes Mikal Bridges for an all-star player, a 20-plus points per game player. But that's not necessarily even the topic of discussion. We could talk about that later if y'all want. The focus of this conversation right now is one DeAndre Ayton, the man in the middle. And I think what we're seeing before us is kind of the anomaly that we see many times when you have a big three. When you have a big three. I don't know if y'all remember the Boston Celtics. Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, Ray Allen. Who took the biggest backseat? KG. He became the defensive anchor. Scored when he needed to, but he handled things on the defensive end. Ray Allen and Paul Pierce were featured more. You look at the Miami Heat's big three with LeBron and D-Wade and Chris Bosh, who took the backseat. The big man. We all know that this is a guards-oriented league. And so many times, unless your big man is one who can also run the point, like a Giannis or a Nikola Jokic, even a Joel Embiid to an extent, if he can't get the ball and go up the court and initiate offense, he oftentimes doesn't get the attention that he deserves. And in this case, potentially what we're seeing is the kind of the awkward situation that DeAndre Ayton is in. A lot of people don't understand when he was at the University of Arizona. First of all, he was a clear-cut number one pick coming into college. Everybody knew he was the goods. You hear me use this term a lot, the goods. That means you can bank on it. You can guarantee it. He is that man. He's really, really, really good. He's an all-star. He's an all-star level player. He will be dominant. And when you saw him at the University of Arizona, he was nothing short of that. He dominated the competition. He looked like a man amongst boys. Physically dominant, athletically dominant, skillfully dominant in the post, at mid-range, even out towards the three-point line. DeAndre Ayton has one of the softest touches on a jump shot you will ever see from a big man outside of maybe Karl Anthony Towns and Nikola Jokic. And yet something interesting happened when he got to Phoenix. All of a sudden he got to a situation where they already had a Devin Booker and they were building around him while they were trying to make sure that the team could win. And so he decided, which is so unselfish and rarely acknowledged and given props for, but we're going to do it here today, that he decided to focus on defense. He was not known as a top-notch defender at all. He was known for his offense. People saw him, including myself, saw him coming into the NBA as the next David Robinson, somebody who will dominate on the offensive end. And yet when he comes in, he shifts his focus away from the offensive end to the defensive end. It starts off rough, but year after year he would improve till he got to the point where he becomes an elite NBA defensive center. He could not only anchor your defense, but he could switch out on the perimeter. He can call out the screens. He can make the right reads. He can block shots without getting into foul trouble. He literally was in the NBA Finals by himself in the middle. No other center stepped up. It was just him. And he held it down and almost got his team an NBA championship. And yet, many people have argued if he's even worth a maximum contract. Well, even the owner, Robert Sarver, has debated that. But I think DeAndre Ayton is beginning to put that at rest in this recent run that he's had. With Devin Booker out, Chris Paul out, he has been the man. He is beginning to do what I've been hoping he would have done since last season, which has turned into the dominant offensive force that he's always been throughout his life. Not just recently in the NBA, but always throughout his entire athletic basketball career. We have not seen a combination of strength, size, athleticism, and touch, and footwork, and agility in a big man in the longest. Maybe since Embiid. But even then, I don't think Embiid started off with the same shooting touch as DeAndre Ayton came into the NBA with. And so what you see right now is him finally asserting himself in the way that we've wanted. Now he's taking close to between 18 and 20 shots a game, which he should have always been because he shoots it at over 50%, even though he's shooting jump shots too. I, for one, have been of the ilk who has said they need to have him shooting threes far more often. They should have had him shooting threes 2 seasons ago because he came into the NBA with a great mid-range jumper and soft touch. They should have been working on that. But it's okay because it's here now. It's here. And even though he could be shooting more threes, he's still playing his game and he's dominating. Tonight he almost had a 20 and 20 game. Only a handful of players can do that. Robert Sarver, pay this man. Pay this man. Because if you don't, you're not finding another. You won't find another. Let me know if you agree. I'll holler. Peace.